Okay, we're talking about bravery. Okay, so bravery. What does bravery mean to you? Bravery means different things to different people. And I really had to hone in on this when I started showing up on social media and all of this. So when I was younger, did theater. Can you tell? I don't mind being theatrical. I love it. I love singing and dancing and costumes. I love costumes. And that kind of shit just lights me up, like makes me happy. So showing up on social media wasn't tricky for me. Where it got to be actually like, ooh, this is going to take some bravery, was showing up as the real me, especially because I came out quite publicly, and that was very scary and hard. So it was hard for me to shift from just showing up, because I could put on a persona. Funny story, when I started doing my photography business, my friend also was doing photography, and she's like very naturally bubbly and exciting, and people love, like literally everyone falls in love with her. And I would pretend I was her at a shoot to get in the right energy. So that served me at the beginning when I was learning how to like be around people and not be so shy. But when I actually had to shift into not being the persona of myself in my business to actually being my true self, that's where the bravery hit, because I was like, oh shit. Before, if they rejected me, it didn't really matter because it wasn't really me. And now if they do, oh man, that's my real self, and that's going to really hurt if they reject me. So bravery means different things for different people. Maybe for you, showing your face on social media is like the most terrifying thing in the world. Maybe that's the bravery thing. You're like, I can write text for days. I can make posts on Canva for days. I can do all of these things, but I simply cannot show my face and talk. I'm too critical of myself. Maybe that's the bravery, and that's where we're going to lean into. Okay, that's the brave thing we're going to try over and over again. Maybe for you, it's showing a part of yourself that you really didn't want to. And we're not saying that we're going to betray our own trust, but if you know, you're like, this is something key to my business and I really need to be sharing this, but it's scary. That's maybe your bravery. Maybe your bravery is getting professional photos and videos done. You're like, oh, I don't really like my body and I'm really scared of like how it will be, and like I'm nervous in front of the camera. Maybe that's your bravery. Maybe your bravery is hiring an accountant. I'm getting sweaty just thinking about it. Like the feelings you get when you have to be like, this is the reality of my situation, especially if it hasn't been good before. That's very scary and very vulnerable. Maybe that's your bravery. So what in your business is the thing that you're like, oh, I know I need to be brave, but this is the scary thing. What is that thing for you in your business? And why does it matter? Well, the more brave we are, the more brave we are. You know how I keep talking about how all of this like either builds on itself or builds on itself negatively or positively? It's like compound interest. Another thing I learned about. I didn't know a lot of things about money before. I had a really poor relationship with money before. I didn't understand it. I was like, okay, well, like, I was told in church that if I just trusted God and my husband, all of this would work out. That's not actually how it panned out for me. And I had to do a lot of really, really vulnerable and very raw looking at myself and being like, there's things I need to learn and there's things I need to be brave and face so that I can move on, so that I can have success. So for me, it was that. For me, it was showing up as my real self. For me, it was like looking at the numbers and being like, oh shit, okay, we need to change some things and I need to be very, very fucking honest with myself about what this looks like so that I can grow. What is it for you? What is the brave thing? Because the more brave things you do, the other more brave things you do. So maybe you start with the smallest brave thing and then you build. But if you do a brave thing and you complete it, that's going to go on your list. Remember our list of things that we've done that were awesome? It's going on that list. You're building your self-trust. You're building your good energy. And all of it compounds, right? It compounds up to building you into the business person you want to be. So what is your brave thing? You don't have to post this thing. This is going to be a vulnerable thing, so you don't have to post it. Maybe you do. Maybe you share with your people and you're like, listen, I did a really brave thing today. You'll probably inspire the shit out of them. Do you know how many people DM me regularly and say, you inspired me to whatever, all sorts of different things. And I'm like, really? Cool. Because I was brave. Because I showed up and I said, I don't know what this is going to look like. but I'm going to be brave. It inspired so many people, and you can inspire people too. So what is your thing today that we're tackling that's brave? And then when you tackle it, put it on your list, and then do the next thing. Your bravery will build. It will compound interest on itself. Up and up and up. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.